Hi guys, it's me, Kate. Thanks for joining me for today's practice. We're going to start in a comfortable seat with our eyes closed. We're going to take a moment to settle into our natural breath. And on our next inhale, we're going to take a big deep breath in together and open our mouth and sigh it away. Let's do that again. Nice big deep breath in and open your mouth and sigh it away. And let's let our breath come back to its natural rhythm. And on our next inhale, let's inhale to the count of 3, hold at the top, and exhale to the count of 3, holding at the bottom. And let's repeat that. Inhale to the count of 3, hold at the top, and exhaling to the count of 3, hold at the bottom. And again, inhaling to the count of 3, holding at the top, and exhaling to the count of 3, holding at the bottom. And one last time here, inhaling to the count of 3, holding, exhaling to the count of 3, holding at the bottom. And now letting our breath come back to its natural and normal rhythm. Everything returns back to normal, and we settle back into our bodies. On our next inhale, we're going to come to standing. We're going to start in mountain pose at the top of our mat. Take a nice deep inhale here and raise our hands up towards the ceiling. And exhale down by our sides again. Big inhale, raise our hands up to the ceiling. And exhale down by our sides. One last time, raise our hands up to the ceiling. Exhale down by our sides. On our next inhale, we're going to bring our hands out in front of our body for what I like to call zombie arms. We're going to grab our left hand with our right and pull it back towards our body so we get a nice deep stretch down our forearm. This is really nice if you spend all day typing or have any sort of tendinitis. And we'll switch hands, pulling our right hand back towards our body for a stretch along our right forearm. We'll release our hand, give our wrists a good little shake out, and this time we're going to do stop sign hands and pulling our fingers back towards our body for a stretch along the underside of the arm on the left side. Switching arms. We'll now pull our right fingers back towards our body for the same stretch on the right side. And releasing our hand, we'll give our arms a nice little shake. And we'll bring our right arm up and place our hand on the left side of our head, tilting our head back towards our right shoulder for a nice neck stretch on the left side. And we'll gently release our stretch and we'll switch sides. Bringing our left arm up, goes to the right side of our head, tilting our head towards our left shoulder for a neck stretch on the right side. And gently releasing our head, we're going to interlace both hands together. Gently place it just on the back of our head, placing nice gentle pressure, slowly pushing our head down so we get a nice stretch along the back side of our neck. And gently releasing our neck again, we're going to make half circles with our chin at the front of our body, shoulder to shoulder. We're going to roll our chin around our chest. Now we're going to switch to the back. Again, half circles with the back of our neck. Careful moving here, gently moving. And coming back to neutral, give ourselves a little shake. We're going to bring our hands together, clasp them with our pointer fingers sticking up as we raise our hands up to the ceiling. Inhale, we're going to lean over to the left side for a crescent shape. Inhale, find space. Exhale, sink further. Inhale, find space. Exhale, sink further. We're getting a nice stretch down the right side of our body here. And on our next inhale, we'll come up to center and exhale over to the right side. Inhale, we'll find space in our body, and exhale, sink a little deeper. Inhale to lengthen, and exhale to sink deeper for a nice stretch on the left side of our body. And on our next inhale, we're going to come back up straight here. Hands reach towards the sky, and exhale down by our sides. Let's make sure our feet are at hip distance apart. And on our inhale, we're going to raise our hands up towards the ceiling, and exhale, fold forward. And while we're here, we're going to hang in ragdoll for a while. So you can grab opposite elbows, you can sway back and forth, you can rock forward and backward on your feet. Find a comfortable way here to move your body. I'm swaying side to side here. Find it really soothing and relaxing for my back. But again, find a movement that works for you. On our next exhale, let's release our hands back down to the floor. And here we're going to work through bending and straightening our legs. On our inhales, let's bend, and on our exhales, let's straighten. Inhale, bend. Exhale, 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 straighten. And one more time here. Inhale, bend. And exhale, straighten. Now the next thing we're going to do is grab our peace fingers, and we're going to wrap them around our big toes from the outside. And we're going to go through the same motions here. Inhale to bend, exhale to straighten, finding more space in our body. Inhale to bend, and exhale to straighten. Inhale to bend, and exhale to straighten. One more time. Inhale to bend, and exhale to straighten. And we'll release our big toes And we're going to move back into bending and straightening our legs with our hands on the mat. I always find the second time around I've got a lot more space in my body. Maybe I bring my hands a little more flat on the mat. Maybe I'm able to straighten my legs a little more. Still going through the motions here and still moving with our breath. Inhaling while we bend and exhaling while we straighten. One last time here. And we are going to grab our peace fingers again, wrapping them back around our big toes and going through the motions again, bending and straightening our legs, moving with our breath. On our inhales, we bend, exhale, straighten. Inhale, bend, exhale, straighten. Inhale, bend, exhale, straighten. One last time, and then releasing our big toes. Just bringing our feet slightly closer together, we're going to fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift, and exhale, fold forward. Inhale, raise our hands up to the ceiling, and exhale, down by our sides and mountain. On our next inhale, we're going to bring our right leg up, clasping it just under the knee and pulling it up towards our chest, making sure we've got a nice firm foundation in our left standing foot. And on our next inhale, we're going to bring our right knee out to the right side, opening up our hip. And slowly bringing our knee back into center, pulling it back up into our chest. And we're going to place our right ankle over top of our left knee for a standing thread the needle. This is a glute stretch. I like to place my hands in prayer so I can push my right elbow into my right knee and get a deeper stretch here. And we'll slowly release from this position, bringing our knee back up in space towards our chest and crossing the right leg over the left and sinking down into eagle pose. You can leave your arms in prayer, or you can wrap them for full eagle, left arm under right arm. The further we sink down on the left leg, usually the further we can wrap our right leg around it. Option to go into full eagle's nest here, bending elbows to knees. Coming back up to eagle, make sure you've got a good spot to look at, otherwise you'll be a wobbly wanda like me. And we'll fully release to mountain pose. And on our next inhale, we'll bring our left knee up to our chest, clasping just under the knee, and pulling it into our chest. On our next inhale, we'll bring our left knee out towards the left side, opening up the hip. And remember, find your spot to look at. It'll help you steady yourself. Left knee back into chest. And we're going to bring our left ankle over our right knee again for standing thread the needle on the other side. So again, I like to use my elbows to press my knee down. Helps me get a deeper glute stretch. But find whatever's comfortable for you. And on our next inhale, we're going to slowly release out of here, rising up, bringing our knee up, and then over for eagle pose on the other side. Again, hands can stay in prayer, or if you want to challenge yourself, you can go to the full bind, wrapping right arm under left, sinking deep into that standing leg to help you wrap your left leg a little deeper. And again, option to bring elbows to knees for full eagle's nest. And we'll come back up to standing in regular eagle, unraveling ourselves, and then coming to stand back in mountain at the top of our mat. We'll now move into our warrior 3 pose, sometimes called airplane. Standing at the top of our mat, we'll start with our left foot planted, picking our right leg up, bringing it back behind us as we reach our arms forward. We're going to tap that right foot down onto the mat and pick it up. Tap it down and pick it up. One last time, we're going to tap it down and pick it up. This time, as we touch our right foot down behind us, it lands in a 45-degree angle for warrior 1. Hands come up towards the ceiling, bend in the front leg. Switching to warrior 2, 90-degree bend in the front leg, back foot is parallel with the back of the mat, chest forward, head looking towards our left hand. Moving back into warrior 1, we're going to reach our hands down to frame our left foot, bringing our right foot off the ground for standing splits. As we bring our right foot back down to the mat, we'll bring it in closer, still at 45 degrees. We're going to square our hips to the front of the mat and lean over the front left leg for pyramid pose. This should give us a nice deep stretch in both our hamstrings down the back of our legs. Come to standing. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, raise our hands up to the ceiling. And exhale, down by our sides. On our next inhale, we're going to bring our left leg out behind us as we go for warrior 3. Hands out in front of us. And we're going to tap that left toe down to the ground and pick it up. And tap it down and pick it up. One last time, we're going to tap it down and pick it up. Same as the other side, this time as our left foot comes down, comes to a 45-degree angle for warrior 1. Bending into the front knee, arms up to the ceiling. Moving into warrior 2. Back foot is parallel with the back of the mat. 90-degree bend in our front knee. Chest forward, head looking towards our right hand. Moving back into warrior 1, we're going to frame our right foot with both hands, picking our left foot up off the ground for standing splits on the left side. And as we place our foot back down, we're doing it close to our body, still at 45 degrees. We're going to square off our hips to the front of the mat, leaning over our right leg for pyramid on the other side. We'll bring both feet together at the top of our mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, raise our hands up to the ceiling. And exhale, mountain. And on our next inhale, we're going to step our right foot back and open ourselves up to the long side of our mat for a goddess squat. Our feet point outward. We sink down into our squat with our arms up in cactus. We're not here for long, so sink down as deeply as you can. and release. And we're moving into a wide-legged forward fold, so we'll bring our feet a little further apart as we fold forward. And we'll gently walk our hands over towards our left foot for a nice stretch down our right side. And gently walking our hands back through center and over towards the right side for a stretch down our left side of our body. And gently moving back through center. You can stay here, or if you'd like, we'll bring our hands back behind us, interlacing our fingers behind our back and lifting them up over our head for a nice deep shoulder stretch here. If you've got your hands in the bind, we'll release that slowly, bringing our hands back down to the mat. And we're going to heel toe our feet a little closer together as we sink into our garland pose, a different type of squat. If you're comfortable here, you can kind of move, sway in it, move from side to side, move backwards and forwards, or just find comfort in no movement. And if you'd like to show off here, you have the option for a crow pose right now. And we'll release our crow gently back into our squat. And come up to standing at the top of our mat. Inhale, raising our hands up to the ceiling, and exhale down by our sides in mountain pose. We're going to kick our right leg back behind us, grabbing it with our hand and pulling it in towards our bum for a nice quad stretch here. And now kicking into our hand, bringing our left arm forward for dancer's pose. Again, this is a balance pose, so find your spot to look at. Release, hands down by our sides, and we'll switch sides. So we'll kick our left foot back behind us, grasping it with our hand and pulling it into our bum for a nice quad stretch. And then kicking it back into our hand, leaning forward, bringing our right arm forward for dancer's pose on the other side. And releasing our leg. Inhale, hands up to the ceiling, and exhale, mountain pose. Inhale, we're going to raise our hands up to the ceiling, and exhale, sitting down in our chair. You can do whatever you like with your arms. I like mine in cactus. And we'll release, fold forward. Inhale, raise our hands up to the ceiling, and exhale, down in our chair, twisting to the left. My hands are in prayer. You can do whatever you like with yours. Folding forward. Inhale, raising our hands up to the ceiling, and exhale, down in our chair, twisting to the right. releasing, folding forward. And on our next inhale, we'll raise our hands up to the ceiling. And exhale, fold all the way forward. Inhale, raise our hands up to the ceiling. And exhale, fold all the way forward. One more time, inhale, raise our hands up. And exhale, all the way down. Inhale, hands up to the ceiling. And exhale, down by our sides in mountain. We're going to come down to the floor now for a seated twist. Our left leg is going to come out. You can have it straight, you can have it bent, whatever you like. But our right leg is going to come over top of it, crossing over. We're going to bring our left arm to the outside of our right leg. And we're going to twist, looking back behind us. Getting a nice deep twist through our middle body. And we'll untangle ourselves and switch around to the other side. So our right leg is on the floor, our left leg is going to cross over it, and our right arm is going to come to the outside of our left leg as we gaze back behind ourselves, twisting through our body. And gently releasing that. We'll bring our left leg out straight in front of us, our right foot to the inside of our left thigh, as we sit up nice and straight, turning towards that left leg, and then folding forward over it. This is an active stretch, so our left toes are pointed up towards the ceiling. Remembering to breathe here and use our breath to find space in our body. We'll gently release and switch to the other side. Right foot out straight, left foot tucked into the inside of our right thigh, sitting up nice and straight, turning to the right leg and folding forward over it. Right toes pointed up towards the ceiling for an active stretch. And we'll gently release, bringing both legs out straight in front of us, shaking our legs out a little bit, and folding forward for a seated forward fold. Grab whatever's comfortable to grab wherever you can reach. And again, using your breath to find movement in your body. Pulling a little deeper on the exhales, finding a little more space on the inhales. And then we will gently come up from wherever we are and come lying down on our backs. We're going to bring our knees up almost like we were sitting in a chair, and we're going to drop them over to our left side. Turning our head over towards the right for a gentle twist in our body. You can do whatever's comfortable with your arms. Lay them out straight, cactus over your head, whatever feels good for you. And we'll pick up our knees, bringing them through center, and then dropping them over towards our right side. Turning our gaze over towards our left. And again, whatever's comfortable with your arms, do that. And we'll pick up our knees, bringing them back through center. And just take a moment to roll from side to side, Take a happy baby if you'd like, hands on the outsides of your feet, rolling around on your back, feeling a nice massage on your lumbar spine, maybe clapping your feet together, because as always, we are very happy babies. And then release everything. Relax. We are finished and you deserve it. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. Namaste.